him on the couch. She tells him that she'll go looking for the voice on the radio and that she needs him to ask his superiors at the base not to shoot her if they see her in the area, but she isn't sure how much the soldier understands her. The duo leaves together and keeps stumbling as they cross the forest because of their leg injuries. When they stop to rest, Abby takes out the rock and hears the crackling in the sky. It makes her realize that the rock attracted the shadow, which brought down the chopper and has been messing with radio transmissions. That's why the one in the helicopter worked again after she walked off. Furious, Abby throws the rock away and screams in frustration. Then the duo starts crossing a valley covered in snow. As their feet move the snow away with every step, they realize they're walking on ice and this is the lake. Abby keeps a good distance from the soldier, not wanting to put too much weight on the same spot that could cause the ice to crack. Suddenly she hears the crackling noise and when she turns around, she discovers that the guy has disappeared. Abby looks around for him only for the ice to break under her feet and she falls into the hole. Luckily she manages to hold on to the surface and after lots of struggle, she climbs out. The wind starts blowing harder and soon Abby loses visibility. She yells for help but never stops moving. Eventually she finds the edge of the forest and the cigarette that the soldier left behind. Too tired to do more, Abby removes the wet clothes and gets inside a sleeping bag, hoping to get her body warm again. At that moment John's voice reappears on the radio, saying that the same happened to him some time ago. An angry Abby throws the radio away, but she can still hear John's voice sharing a story. After his plane crashed, John had to watch his crew die one by one. His heart slowed down and he thought it was over for him too, but at the last second he found deliverance. Abby falls asleep and dreams of her happy days with Beth again. She wakes up when she hears a helicopter, so she runs through the forest as she tries to get their attention. However, they can't see or hear her and the chopper leaves. The cold is starting to affect Abby deeply and she falls to her knees while hearing Beth telling her to go home. She passes out and falls through a hole that turns out to be a cave. Abby's body rolls down on hard rock and lands in a small pool. Floating next to her it's John's rotting body covered with chunks of the mysterious black rock. The bottom of the pool also has this black substance, which floats up to try to enter Abby's body. It seems this rock is some kind of identity that has been using real people's voices to lure Abby and the soldier the same way it caught John 65 years ago. When Abby wakes up, she's sitting on arid ground. As rocks float around her, the entity uses John's voice to congratulate her for making it, saying it had been afraid she'd end up like the others. Abby accuses it of causing the crashes on purpose and wants to know why it lured her here, but the entity says all decisions that brought her here were her own. As the floating rocks form half a human body, the voice explains that John agreed to become the entity's occupant to survive, and Abby's being offered the same privilege. Abby tries to walk away from the floating rocks, turning down the offer and saying she just wants to go home. The voice replies that she's already home as Beth's house appears behind her. An invisible force pushes her inside and she discovers there are piles of black rocks everywhere. The entity tells her she's afraid of death and desperate to beat it, which she can do if she surrenders to it. Abby goes from room to room trying to escape the voice and is shocked to find Beth outside. She immediately goes out and Beth holds